Good day. Much love to you and yours. This is Siren Buddha Medicine, Regina's Rabbit Hole. It's time to talk about some things. I'm talking to people who already know that social engineering exists and the different variations of social engineering, right? Where we run into the issue of gang stalking, targeted individuals, and human trafficking of various degrees. Human trafficking of various degrees. Many of us are under mind control. To be able to navigate someone's thoughts for them is a form of human trafficking. Okay? That's where you take the person's whole whole being and the energy that they have in their body to do things, and you navigate their spirit or intention to do something that they feel they need to do. Only what they feel like they need to do is not really what they need to do. It's what they've been programmed to do, and that's called MK, or mind control. And we do this in various ways in our society. Say I think I want you to buy this makeup. In order to get you to buy this makeup, I need to play with your head. I need to put some words in there. I need to transfuse some energy into you, first of all, for you to have makeup, to feel like you're missing something. Many of us take on that program. I'm missing eyebrows. I must have them. Okay? So I get some makeup to put in what I feel like our society deems that I should have there. And it goes into all these other things: perfume, lotions, hair, clothing, right? Shoes. And then there's other stuff. So we're getting into, as a woman, right, for social engineering. It's like, I don't need all those things, but those things do bring money into the economy. And the fact that I feel like I need those things and I'm missing something allows for me to feel it's necessary to go and get the makeup, okay? To make up for something I feel like I should have. They program us in different ways. So we buy different programs. What is health? What is attractive? What is education? What is spirituality or religion? Does your spirituality look like religion, or does it look like something else? Is it prepackaged and tailored into some other thing that's already there, or are you seeking out something different? Does it look unique in any way? Is it tailored to you in any way? You know, if it's tailored to you in a particular way, how is that profiting someone else? And when there's millions and millions of people in the world and they're controlled by money, by the economic system, and that system is being controlled by a few people, a few families, right? What does that look like for you? When we see the programs and you go to find something that you feel like you want in society, what does what you want look like? And how does it plug into giving someone else what they want. If they can change your mind, that's part of a business. That's a part of marketing. A part of selling is you get people what they feel like they need. But what if this particular thing is something that they don't actually need? Good day. I can't see who you are. I can see there's one person there. Much love to you and yours. Thanks for joining me. We're talking about social engineering, and we're going into the different variations of it because I needed to talk to y'all. I needed to talk to your family today and go into this. So, behavioral modification is what it is, right? Um, when we go to colleges, when we go to tech schools, when we go to a job, when we do anything, we're getting a behavioral modification in order to get set into a pattern to be able to do a certain thing, right? We get knowledge and then we take that knowledge base and we go with that to a different plateau. Negative and positive reinforcement has to do with the increase in repetition. So that's why you hear the same messages over and over and over again to leave that hole there. And then we go to fill up the hole with the new behavior that's supposed to get rid of that empty space, right? And this is like cycles of learning are like 30 days, 90 days, 60 days, all right? And all systems of behavior can be analyzed uh, scientifically, and altered to where the activity of the beings turns into a technology. Um, and that's where Marxism comes in. It's like when he initially did his work, Karl Marx, it was talking about society and the way the families were governing society and how eventually this was going to get dysfunctional. And so he was really going in on what he saw and what he saw the problems were. And I think, also what he thought the solution was going to be. And well, they took his work and outcasted him. He was estranged from society and all those thinking people because he wasn't thinking like those thinking people. Does it sound familiar? Okay. And so they took his work and industrialized it. And so when we go into behavioral modification, I was surprised to find out when I was in college, they don't even want me to take any more psych courses. I have a math. I got to finish my math to get my psych degree. But I was surprised to find out that behavioral modification and psychology went into the workforce, and then it tied into my other notes and stuff that I had on sociology and stuff and how some of this ties in, you know. So negative and positive reinforcement, okay? One second. So what's happening is that's what they're using against us, okay? Many people don't want to feel on the outside. They don't want to feel like they're not going to be able to get their resources or plug in to other people. I mean, that's one of the biggest things when you're a child is fitting in, you know, when you start to learn that behavior, the social behavior of fitting in and stuff. So pleasure and reward serve to motivate and as a director, while punishment and pain serve as an error. Correcting function and correcting function and mitigator and intellect system as we humans understand it, which is durable, stable, and converges quickly, cannot be created without these concepts, either in animal or artificial context. This is cybernetics. That comes from this book. It's talking about how the social engineers who went into, now this has gone into, what do you say? I would say mega or overdrive, or has morphed into this, you know how like the Hulk, you know what I'm saying? It is metamorphosized into this big beast, okay? Social engineering. And now they're using technology. And so we end up with these things called targeted individuals, gang stalking, government monitoring, citizen monitoring. Um, and we get into all this weird technology that is being used on people. That's what I'm trying to let you know about, you know what I'm saying? Trying to hip you to this technology. If you don't know about the technology and you do know about gang stalking, and that there are groups of people that follow other individuals around, then know too that there's this thing called the V2K chip, okay? Where they can change around data in your brain. In the social engineering game that they use gang stalkers for, they play head games with people. And see, this stuff is happening to me. You're talking to somebody it's actually happening to. They play racial hatred experiments. Um, by the CIA, approximately 44% of those interviewed for gang stalking were conditioned and brainwashed into hating a particular religion, race, sect during their years of being experimented on. Okay, so the activity and the street performances and the acting and the echoing and the subliminals and the things that you're seeing are all geared to try to program you in a particular direction. And this is part of their research. It still goes into their research base, you know, so you're a guinea pig regardless. How much can we change this person's personality, behavior, ideas, direction, okay, for this software? And then the people who are trying the software out on you and are using it, you know, are also part of the, there's this other thing where they were upgrading and doing the research using them for guinea pigs for the, what do you call it? Hive mind, okay? Where they're plugged into a computer and the thoughts of some of the targeted individuals, if not all of them, because they're chipped and monitored, and actual brain waves, things that we're thinking and feeling, is being digitized and fed into a computer, churn, okay? Information highway, the new database that they have that they've upgraded, and that information is fed through Silicon Valley, and it goes through different database systems. They take information on your vitals, on your thoughts, on your emotions, on your likes, your dislikes, your whole personality, Once they're plugged into your life enough, I don't know how much of your life is being broadcasted all around the entire house, but there's cameras and people can actually see what's going on inside my house. There's also recorded technology where, because of the chips and because of the nanotechnology and because of the advanced technology, they're supposedly able to see out of my own orifices, out of my own irises. There are times when I have issues with my eyes, weird stuff. This is just the technology that I'm forwarding you this information that it is possible. They do things like mess with your memory using a dictionary attack, they call it. Using trigger words to traumatize, to provoke PTSD. They look for the keywords that was said while a person was being abused. So if you went to therapy and you have any psych records and you've talked about certain things and that's documented, um, I've had people say certain things and do certain things that has triggered me in a particular way. Like I have survived incest and various sexual abuse, rape, uh, and it's really cool to get over that and get to a certain level where you can have a family and have children and certain hit a balance and of normality as long as you're doing the work that you need to do to get rid of certain feelings and keep yourself emotionally balanced with that, right? So you go to your counselor and you do your journaling and you do whatever it is, whatever tools that you picked to be able to deal with those kind of things. And then you have these people who are gang stalkers that will come up and purposely reinitiate trauma. And you're the only one that knows that they're doing it around you, unless the people around you are also cooperating in it. It just looks like you're um, overreacting to things. Now this is where it gets interesting. I'm an empath, and I have an interesting blood type, and I've been researching that. I'm not even going to go into my blood type. I'm just going to say that from studying human design and looking at blood types and looking at ancient Earth history, galactic history, with the Uru, the Draco, the Naga, the Draconian, Reptilian um, bloodline. It gets interesting knowing how the Vatican has and the cartel has a big plug into the money base that goes into these black ops programs or the government period. Like I recently learned that in certain places the government is taking money away from the cartel and putting it back into their judicial system, back into the policing system. And that's baffling when you've done the research and you figured out that in many places the policing system or the government is the cartel or the underground. Okay. um, when you start doing the research about human trafficking and child pornography and child exploitation and child sacrifice and human sacrifice and rituals and the occult and all this freaky stuff going on, do you start looking at the people that we were supposed to be looking up to. Then the mask comes off and it turns into this big circus. You're like, what? What? What is going on? So when you're looking at the amount of money that they have, that they put into policing targeted individuals and the street performances and the technology, the monitoring software, and the chips, and how long people have been in the different stages and stuff, and how long some of us have been in the program, you know, the differences between a whistleblower or somebody that the Most High chose that has just a certain type of personality that's going to speak out anyway, regardless. Is it a personality type that applies to a blood type or certain blood types? Is it certain people that are a part of human design? Manifestors, projectors, reflectors, manifesting generators? Who? I wish I had the data. I wish I had all the data. I wish I had the birth dates. I wish I had they got the data. What I'm giving you is what I do have. And that's what our community is for. Because there's times when I've had questions, when I've given you what I did have. And although I didn't particularly like the lack of support financially, I do appreciate the support that I've been getting scholastically, your knowledge base, when I do go back and look at the different parts that I may not have to the puzzle echoed back at me. I appreciate that. So I'm putting that out there. Okay? That part I have noticed. That part I'm like, there's pinging inside. Ping, 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 ping. Okay? So say you have certain individuals that give off a particular kind of aura, right? You're influencers, right? And you want to control those influencers if they're not thinking like you and they're not in the box. Then you want to isolate them and give them no pleasure reward system that they need. Not enough to sustain themselves or anybody else around them. And that way you take the power and the energy out of that, because humans need that. I just read to you how it was saying that that's a part of our human makeup, is that we need that for the development. And Nazi paperclip scientists, the same ones who help with the social engineering, okay, to be able to extract energy and hide certain things within the social structure. They know about this technology because they helped create this technology, and this technology has been being advanced throughout the years. I'm able to look back now and see, it's like, can you imagine being in this program for like 40 years at least? Yeah, you're talking about group homes and hospitals, mind wipes, an abduction, loss of time, severe trauma. I didn't know what the heck was going on at that time. One time I was stranded somewhere and I asked, there was this uh, cop who actually came up to me and told me that I need to go home. And I was so grateful because I wanted to go home. I was just like, I was a teenager, maybe 15, 16. So he said, come on with me, brought me home to his house, told me he was going to give me the money to take the train to get back home. But there were some things I had to do first. First, he wanted me to tell him why I was out there. So I gave him my stab story. I'm an abused child and I'm out here, blah, blah, blah. Kind of got caught up. Now I have to go back in the other direction because I ain't got nowhere to go. Boo hoo hoo. And he said to me, I don't believe you. And he smacked the crap out of me. That's traumatizing. But he gave me the money to get back home and put me on the train back to Connecticut from like Pennsylvania. I didn't know that the police were involved with this gang stalking program at the time. I couldn't figure crap like that out. It was just trauma. Like, what the heck just happened here? And it makes you not want to say things more and more, especially if you can't prove it, if you ain't got no paperwork, if nobody cares. You tend to keep things bottled up and keep it inside. You don't want to tell people that you're going after experience after experience after experience, and there's no way of explaining, well, why is trouble always coming to you? I don't know. Because your character is being assassinated and is being modified by people in the shadows. One time when I was so messed up, and believe me, they're messing people up. They're messing people up. It is by no coincidence that poverty and stricken neighborhoods are full of so much noise. Sirens, 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 sirens. I used to wonder about those sirens when I was doing the research. That pitch and that color and the trauma base for the melanated community surrounding that siren, what that means in the community, what that could possibly mean in the community. When we hear that, and so we're used to, we have been programmed to be desensitized, to try to desensitize ourselves to it, but we still hear it and unconsciously. That's a back door, and we're still being affected by it because we're not dealing with it. So that's one way that you can take someone's energy and put it somewhere else. See, we're not dealing with it, but if you take that and put it in a movie, we're going to take all that emotional energy, all that emotional equity, and we're going to put it there. That's how they capitalize on that, because we ourselves within our community is not developed something to help us to deal with our own emotional equity. It's lucrative to have emotions because you need to do something with it, and you need programs, and you need things to be able to handle and channel that emotion. I'm ugly. I need makeup. I'm emotional. I need a doctor. I need a pill. I need to do something fun. What's available in my community? What they say is good for me to do is acceptable for me to do in my community. Yes, sweet pea? Okay, coming. Okay, so our body is bioelectromagnetic energy. This energy is more aligned. Outside, there is also electromagnetic energy, but it is not aligned. That comes from the Mantra Chia. It's about life force energy. So outside isn't aligned, and our inside is aligned to the astrology in the world around us. But a lot of us don't even realize that we're just totally disconnected. Okay? They have suicide through torture and depression signals. Okay? Manchurian candidate programs. That would be on page 98 and 99 in this book. Suicide, thought, torture, depression signals on page 99 to 100. There's a Satan program, that's silent assassination through adapting networks, a Christ program, common human routines, and interact software technology. I'm coming! It's when they interrupt your thoughts when you're trying to do something, and they keep doing it over and over and over again, and this will disrupt your programming and your idea to do something and put this feeling in there. Then when you go to do that thing, you'll start to get this other feeling from that you're getting when you get interrupted. Okay? we'll pick this up at another time. Energy dictates that it's time to stop this program for right now. But this is Regina's Rabbit Hole, Siren Buddha Medicine, and I'm talking about social engineering and getting into some of the ways that the program has just went monster. Feel free to visit me at Regina's Rabbit Hole, Siren Buddha Medicine on YouTube, and please help out and donate. I'd really appreciate it. And that would be at Life Coach with a lowercase l, Life Coach 369A at Cash App. Thank you for joining me. Much love to you and yours. I'm out.